What's up, guys? Back with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, and share. So today I'm gonna be reacting to K-Flock versus dthang. They cousins. So let's just see what this video is about. Make sure y'all subscribe, leave a like. Let's go.
Generally, New York City is known for crazy shootings and gun violence, but saying that South Bronx is a more scary place.
As a Bronx native, living in the Bronx, like, a lot of people are scared of the Bronx. A lot of my friends are scared of the Bronx. Like, everybody I know is, like, scared of the Bronx. Me, as a Bronx native, am I scared of the Bronx? Like, am I scared? This, like, a lot of crazy stuff happened. A lot of crazy stuff happened. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen in the Bronx. Like, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. That's why I just be walking fast when I just walk fast, but the Bronx is...
Stay is an understatement. Before we start the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you would like to join this month's giveaway of one of these items on the screen, then all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, and watch this video to the end to comment the hidden keyword. Good luck! Have you seen the homicide records within 6 months? Over 400 homicides were recorded in that city. According to records, Bronx is the city with the highest record of murder and gun violence in New York City. The records further explain how the shooting incidents in the Bronx have...
Yeah, it's always something. It's in the Bronx. It's always something. Like, it's always something. Every week in the Bronx, it's always something.
Increased by over 30% between 2020 and 2021. There are cases of car hijack, several shootings, and robbery. It's important to note that these guys responsible for all these are not strangers. They grew up in the South Bronx and have grown to become rappers that go about dissing one another. But you know, one thing surely leads to the other. Before you know it, the violence between ops became brutal and even left the ops.
Yeah, ever since Bronx Joe started, it's just been more beef, more. It's just been crazy. Like, these Bronx drill rappers, but Bronx got the best drill rappers, in my opinion. People say Brooklyn. I don't know. I never really heard Brooklyn drill rappers, but I heard Bronx drill rappers, and they're
became a family issue. So you can understand what I'm talking about better, let's start from the genesis of the situation. From the genesis of the problems. The very first drill rapper to gain fame in the South Bronx was called iykyk. He's known for a song he sang in collaboration with other rappers titled Shoot or Get Shot. The song received a wonderful response from fans of over 200,000 views on YouTube. That's quite an impressive.
Yeah, he was like one of the first Bronx drill rappers. But I don't think I never even heard him. I never heard his song. I think I heard so many Bronx drill songs.
Number for a music video. In the video, you can see another who goes by the name of BK, who is from the same place as iykyk. These guys were cool together, as you can see, but something crazy happened and the relationship had to go south. It was iykyk that did something unbelievable to his friend, and absolutely no one can take that from anybody. No one knows what came over iykyk. He robbed his friend at gunpoint. Crazy, right? He pointed a gun at his head to steal his possessions from her. Who does that, right? Especially to someone close to you. Well, iykyk did. The two of them stopped being friends from that day, of course, but it never ended like that. BK then became friends with K-Flock and another guy called B11, who's from the same hood as
K-Flock. A lot of people like K-Flock. I like dthang better. I don't know. I don't know. I like K-Flock and B-Love. I like B-Love. I just like dthang better. I feel like his energy in his music videos is like more.
iykyk. It's more like Maz never switched sides.
Everyone that has braces, feel bad for y'all. It's been just under 2 weeks since I visited the Canada.
That's right. But what you don't know is K-Flock was once a friend of iykyk before something happened. Someone from iyky's group and a fellow rapper called Baby was caught smoking live with ops. What made this worse is that the ops that was smoking with was dthang's friend who beefs with K-Flock, iykyk, and
it's too many, like, everybody beefing, like, they need to just come together. Everybody beefing. Like, what they beefing over? What they really beefing over? Bronx people, Bronx got talented rappers. Bronx is talented. Like, what they beefing over?
Neither. You can see that there can never be a record of peace on that side. Too much beef and switching on sides. Now you can see that those on dthang's side are not on K-Flock's side. Don't be surprised that dthang and K-Flock are cousins that are affiliated with different gangs. On the streets, it doesn't matter if your op gave birth to you. Once you don't belong to the same gang, you're meant to be enemies. Imagine these guys from the same family beefing with each other and won't stop at anything to drop diss tracks targeted at one another. You won't believe that if they had the chance to shoot each other, they wouldn't hesitate. That's because they show so much hatred for each other in their songs. This is a war between K-Flock and dthang, who are brothers, but let's talk about dthang and his group. dthang was the second rapper to gain fame in South Bronx after he dropped...
Yeah, yo, K-Flock and the fact that they cousins and they beefing, like, all these gangs, like, it's just wild. But a lot of people, it caused a lot of young people in the Bronx it caused a lot of fatalities. Like, all this beefing caused a lot of fatalities. Somebody that was from blovee group, and it's just crazy, like, it's just like, wow, or because people beefing, or because they beefing, like, over nothing, basically.
This hit, Caution, which garnered about 1 million views on YouTube. In his song, he targeted his op iykyk, saying, and they claim his shooter be shot in that situation. You got that shot. He was referring to the situation when iykyk got shot by a female YG's member who is currently locked up. YG's is the gang dthang belongs to. So in support of what his gang member...
so he's in YG's. So, K-Flock, I don't know what K-Flock's in. I know it's YG. It's just too much to keep up with. Southside, YG.
Did to his op, he did troll iykyk. Meanwhile, iykyk was asked in an interview if he got shot. He said he was shot. The YGs were patiently watching that interview while recording it. They made fun of him, saying they knew he got shot. After that shooting, iykyk was mentioned in so many songs, especially by the YG's members, trolling him for that incident. You know how it is on the streets once you get shot, beaten, robbed, or killed by your op. They'll do anything to provoke you into anger. That was what happened to iykyk. After recovering from that gunshot wound, iykyk decided to release a song he titled D&D, which also received positive reactions from fans. But little do you know that D&D means Demi and Delilah. The two were members of YG that were shot in the head multiple times and killed by ops, and had
What? Yo, that's wild. Bruh, that's wild. Like, the Bronx, man, they was right about the Bronx. Man, like, before I'm like, what people talking about, like, me personally, I don't see this stuff. I'm not outside like that, but I can see why now people are scared to come to the Bronx. It's crazy.
Released that song to troll him. The death of these two was a big hit to YGs, especially the death of Delilah, which shook even the whole community. A lot of people came out for her to express their grief concerning her death. Her mother, while speaking, said she felt like she was dying because the pain that caused her was unbearable. How on earth would she have felt if she heard the diss track of those two committed the crime but cannot be apprehended due to lack of substantial evidence? It was a crazy war between OGs and the YGs, then with OGs losing about 6 of their members to the violence in 2020.
What? That's wild. That is wild. That is wild.
The war between them has existed for over a decade. Even though the two groups are at war with a lot of their members who got killed, that never stopped their beef but further escalated it. The next is Diddy, a basketball player and friend of iykyk, who got killed after his graduation.
This one is the story that I heard with Diddy. With Diddy. This is the one that was sad, because I heard about it on the news. And that was just sad how they did him.
Clear Diddy was part of the gang, but he was a good friend of iykyk and has been seen closely.
They're saying that he wasn't part of it, but he knew Blovee.
With him. Days after his graduation, while he was on the move to playing basketball, he was shot in the neck and killed. Imagine how his family and friends would have felt by that news. He just graduated and that would have made his mother proud of him. The woman was really broken and the vacuum in her heart must seem like one that could never be filled. The police believe that he was hit by a stray bullet after the investigation. That would have been believable and accepted because a lot of people have died from stray bullets. It's not new and it happens, but what happened after Diddy's death would bring our attention to something else. After Diddy's death, dthang and the other members of YG's mocked Diddy. Actually, Diddy looked very cool and reserved and also graduated from high school before he met his untimely death. Though that doesn't mean he can't be a gang member. Many of these gangsters don't attend a school or drop out halfway. If YG...
They're basically saying that he was in it. He was in it. But he went to school. He went to, he was a good kid in school. But that doesn't mean you wasn't a part of it. But
G's members like Diddy, they probably did it to hurt iykyk.
Cause why would they be mentioning him?
iykyk. Normally best friends are meant to keep each other happy, so they take away what makes iykyk happy. The YG's guys mocked Diddy by taking to social media to riot. Your ball players need to stay home. You're balling like Diddy, huh? Hold this down. They all...
What? That's tough. Dang, I lose respect for dthang on that. I mean, damn. It's so sad. Like, it's real life. Like, you could beef, but then why you have to actually do it? These kids are actually doing it. Like, they actually taking each other's lives over nothing.
Also wrote on Facebook, who matching my Diddy? And also, no, we mixed that with the Benji Buddha. It don't hit without Diddy. All these messages can only be two things. One is that they had a hand in Diddy's death, or they're just making sure that the op is having a hard time. Either way, he was hit by YGs or not, it can only mean one thing to iykyk and his gang, and that's YGs attacked them and they must pay for it. The YG's op is not only OGs, but also the Sev side, which K-Flock belongs to. It's also a long-time beef between the two groups that have resulted in bloodshed. Until now, the YGs and the Sev sides are still enemies. How the beef started is unknown, but recently there have been cases...
Also, they say he and the Sev side.
...of these gangs taking the lives of one another, making their families cry. This is now more than what you call a gang war, as this is now about two family members dissing one another and leading to bloodshed. It started with the murder of Tyquill Doherty, who performed under the name Ty Switch, who was shot in the head in the lobby of his apartment building. Tyquill tried to...
I heard that story, and and then they got him, and they got the person that did it to him. It was just crazy during that. I remember these stories. This is crazy.
Fight it and stay alive. He was alive when his mother and others found him. He was taken to the hospital but was later pronounced dead. Ty was said to be associated with the YGs, but those around him knew him to be a cool kid with a big heart. His death, however, was too painful to his gang members. They wasted no time to retaliate, and that led to the death of a Sev-side member and a close friend of K-Flock called Jarian Elliott. The YGs believed that Jarian was present at the scene of Ty's death. They killed him because he was an op present at an ops crime scene. Even if he wasn't there to kill Ty, so far he was spotted at the scene. He had to be the one to answer for that crime, and so he got killed especially to make K-Flock feel pain. Jarian was killed in broad daylight when he was walking the street with his friend, and his ops had to jump out a white van and shoot him dead. His friend was lucky enough to escape, but Jarian was so unlucky and was later pronounced dead by the medics. Though Jarian was just 13, he was wanted by police for several offenses he had committed. After his death, the Sev sides began to threaten to avenge his death, and that wouldn't have surprised or shocked anyone because that's the way it is. And in less than 10 hours, they got a chance to take their revenge on the op. It was Ra-Ra, a member of the YGs, who became a victim of the unfortunate incident. Ra-Ra himself was...
And they mad, they're really young. Like, this is, like, wow, like... This is crazy. This is crazy. If you come planning on moving to the Bronx, I don't know. I don't know. They say the Bronx rent is cheap because
was wanted by police for gun charges and had also stolen a car at gunpoint. Do not start to imagine Ra Ra was an adult. He was just 16 years old at the time. What these kids do is unimaginable, right? Yeah, it was almost unbelievable. On that day that Ra Ra was murdered, he was shot by 2 of his ops on a scooter while he was going to the studio. Ra Ra was also said to have been present at the crime scene where Jarian was murdered. My question is, who is the one that spots these guys at the crime scene but never thought of confronting them? It's just really crazy that those that were killed have been alleged to being at the crime scene of their ops. These guys don't need to have any evidence before they take actions. They just go on and do whatever they want to do. Alright guys, that's all for this video. Let me know what
that was the end of this video. That video alone is like, this is crazy. Like, you could make songs, like, you could have songs without, like, it's just wild. Like, I don't know. This is wild. That video alone was wild to me. And living in the Bronx is living in the Bronx to me is, I just feel like you never know. In the Bronx, living in the Bronx is just like, it's always something. Like, you never know what's gonna pop up, but you just don't know. So make sure y'all subscribe, like for more video reactions.
I love the hill.